Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Pause Window Cleaning, and a lot of you guys have been asking me to do an updated video of how to price window cleaning that I did last year. If you haven't already, go check that out. I kind of help you guys to kind of figure out what you should do when it comes to doing your minimum, how to get a minimum, and all those other things. But essentially in that video is just kind of how I price window cleaning, in a sense that I kind of just eyeball the job. I've already been doing this almost for 10 years now, and I kind of just see things, kind of have an idea of how much the job should cost. But now a couple of you guys are saying, hey Andy, I'm not where you're at yet, or you don't agree with my style, in a sense that you want to just do maybe like the traditional way of just counting the windows and then from there getting a price and all other stuff. So essentially that's what this video is about. Okay, so I would say first and foremost, when you're doing window cleaning pricing, you should have a minimum. Now the reason why I say that is because you don't want to have to do a job and then from there it's only like one window, and then from there you're like, oh, my minimum is like, I would recommend the minimum of everyone across the country and everything like that should be $150. I think that that's great. 10 years ago I started at $125, but now I think with inflation probably should be higher than that. But at least just kind of just get a center ground, or how do I say it, like you kind of have like a common ground, there you go, that we want to do is just to have like a minimum of like, let's say 150, and then from there kind of get an idea. But I want to also do like a counting of windows, and I want to do examples. So let's just kind of get straight into it. So now we have here like an example of like windows here. I'm just gonna be like very straightforward with you guys. We're gonna learn how to count windows, and that's essentially what I want to do for you guys, because sometimes you're starting off new, you're kind of like, how do I price certain things and all that stuff. We're just going to try to keep it as a simple number, $5, and of course I'll tell you when to charge more than $5. But in this case I want to kind of give an example like this one here. We can technically say that's 1, 2. Why do I say that? Is because some windows like this, it looks like French windows, but it really isn't. It's just a double pane and it has like a bar that looks like French windows. So that's what I'm going to try to avoid with this example here, because obviously if that's the case, it's just going to be a very simple video, and it's not going to benefit anyone. So I just want to kind of help those that want to, know how to count, but at the same time how to count and all that other stuff. And I even have a few examples towards the end of the video, or I guess the next photos after this, to kind of show you guys examples, and we can count them together. Okay, so again, we're going to pretend that this is like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so just as an example. Okay, so now let's start with just counting, and I'm just going to do an easy way of doing all this. I'm just going to charge $5 a window. Let's just keep it simple. I think that's a great price for anyone from anywhere in the country. That's pretty much like kind of like standard. I think like the minimum of the minimum, unless it's a storefront. That's another thing. Storefronts are very tricky because sometimes they're even $2 a pane. So just kind of want to leave that for you right there. Okay, so here we have let's say the first one, right? This is super easy. So that's one window, right? So we're going to charge that $5, right? Done. Okay, so now we're just choosing like one-sided, by the way. Okay, so I just want to kind of just do all this one-sided, and then if you want to do inside and out, you can either, depending on your area, you can either double it or times 5 it. So like for example, this is like 1, 2 windows, so technically, oops, so okay, if you can erase so technically that will be like $10, right? But like, let's say they want to do inside and out, you can either say that can be like $15, right? Because it's 1.5, right? Because that will be the 250, so it'll be 750, that equals the $15. Or you can just double it for 20 for in and out. Okay, so in plus out. Okay, so just to kind of give an idea. Okay, so well, we could do that later depending on how the video goes, but I just want to kind of make sure that this is a really good video, detailed. You're kind of just one video you watch and you're kind of good to go. Again, if you want to learn how to do all that other stuff of like trying to get a minimum, how to price and all that, like in that sense, that's going to be for that video, and I'll put it probably somewhere here in the description down below. But we're just here to count windows. Okay, so I don't want the eraser. Okay, I want the pencil. So then here we're going to have 1, 2. Okay, easy peasy. Okay, so that will, like I said, we're just going to focus on the outside, $10. Okay, again, we're going to go back to what I said earlier. So now when it comes to French windows, okay, this can get a little bit tricky, because you might say, oh, this is great. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 5, that's $30, right? Wow, that's great. This is 30, this is 60, right? That's because I'm just doubling it. Wow, that's amazing, right? That's going to make us a lot of money. The thing is that if you have a huge house, let's see. Let me see if I can show you guys really quick. Let's just say done, and I'll fix this later. like something like this, right? This is kind of like the examples you guys can, we're going to kind of, I guess this is kind of like a preview of what I'm going to show you guys. But like for a house like this, you know, it's going to be like really difficult to be like, especially if this is like all French windows, you know, you can't charge like $5,000, right? So that's kind of why I wanted to just make this video for you guys to, you know, make it as simple as possible. But when it comes to French windows, one way to make it easier so that the price is not too expensive or not too cheap, right, is that what we want to do is count 3, right? We're going to do times 3 equals 1. I know that maybe doesn't look good in math, but 3 French windows equal 1 window, okay? So then from there, so this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So this is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20. So right there, boom, 20 bucks. So this one just on the outside will be 20 bucks, okay? So you're kind of getting my drift, okay? And then from there, we have here, this is super easy. These are just 1, so that's going to be times 5, right? I don't know why I keep saying times, but that's going to be like $5, okay? So that's just 1. Now, when it comes to this type of window here, right, you see how there's a handle right here? Well, essentially, well, let's see, maybe, oh, great. I just like how I went back and it somehow, essentially, when it comes to this type of handles, sometimes you can even clean the window from the, wherever you're at, from the outside, and you can just open this door, open it up, and then from there you can do like the other side. So that's just as an idea, okay? So you can kind of, that's kind of like a little bit of a hack too when it comes to doing windows, so you don't have to worry about like always necessarily having to go like always on the inside out. Sometimes I even have some jobs, it's not common, but sometimes you can do the job from the inside. You just do the windows from the inside, open the door, window, and then from there you can just do it. So that kind of makes your life a little bit easier. You can charge less if you want because you have to use less work, but and don't have to use a ladder, but it all depends on you, okay? Then you have this window here, the next one. This is just 1, okay? Now, for something like this one here, okay, this one might be a little bit tricky. Now, I always say like French windows is like 3 to 1, but in this case, what I would do is I would kind of just divide this right in the middle. So this is going to be 1 and this is going to be 2. So even though there's 1, 2, 3, 4 windows in that area, I'll count it as 1, and the same here, right? 4, it'll count as 1. So this will technically be 10, okay? So you're kind of getting the drift. So now this one here, again, I would just do it the same way that I would just count this as 1 window because it's, you know, all clumped up together. Again, you can maybe charge 2 if you want, but at least, you know, you're kind of seeing it and it's just 1, okay? But then in this part, I would count for sure, like these 3, you can even maybe just do it like 1.5, okay? Because it's a little bit bigger window. Of course, the window's a little bit bigger. This one can be a little bit good. So in this case, I would charge, like, let's say we're going base by 5. This will be 5, and this will be 750, okay? So just kind of want to get that together. So then that from there will be 1250, okay? So that's going to be kind of that, okay? So then from there, again, this is easy. Boom, boom. That's 1, 2. Okay, so that's going to be $10. Okay, I don't know why I put a V, but okay. So $10 like that. Okay, this one's a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3, or you can do it like this. 1, 2, 3. It's almost like tic-tac-toe. But yeah, you can have there. So this will be 5, 10, 15. Okay. Now this one, I already imagine what it's going to be. This one can be right here. Boom. 1, 2, and then here this is going to be kind of nice because you might think, oh, let's just do it the same, you know, have it like this, right? But actually this one I would do 1, 2, and then you can even do 3 if you want, right? That, okay? So it just as an idea, I didn't do, I thought there was actually going to be another one extra, but you can do this as 3 right here, or you can just keep it simple. Again, you know, when you start eyeballing things, you know, this can be like I said, 1, 2, and then this one can be 3, 4, like that. So then there you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that equals $20, okay? So then from there, we have these ones here. So this one will be, like I said, these are a little bit bigger. So this is going to be, again, you can do whatever you want to this one. This one can be 2, or you can make it 3, okay? The reason why I say that is because you can have it like 1, 2, 3, right? That will be $15. Or what you could do is just go half. if you really want, you know, have it like that, 1, and then count that as 2. So you can make that like $10. So again, it all depends, you know, like I said, depending on how you see it, okay? Then these ones here, this is very easy. 1, 2, okay? Now these ones are very interesting because these ones are like the worst because no squeegee ever fits in it and it just becomes very complicated. So this whole area here would be 1, 2, 3, okay? So it's very easy, very simple, and then here would be the 4th one. So easy peasy, okay? So then from there, now this one is going to be a little bit difficult because you're like, how do I count this? So again, you can just do it like this, 1, 2, you can even include that one. So that's 2, and then from there, because these are bigger, you know, you can just do 2, 3, 4, 5, or if you want, you can just even do it as 1. So okay, so I don't know, that looks like a weird one, but I try to get all of it. But this can be just like a 1, okay? Okay, so then that will be technically 3, so then this will be 15, okay? So again, it all depends on how you view it, you know, but again, you know, it just depends. And then this one's easy, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. So 4 times 5 is, oops, not 28, $20, okay? So that's kind of how like you kind of count windows. It's everyone's different. Now storm windows, I need to make that as a disclaimer. Storm windows, essentially what it is that it's kind of like a double pane kind of, but it opens and it's like this and it opens like that. So I remember one time I had a client that I said, oh, I'm going to do your windows inside and out. And then she was like, okay, great. Come to find out, I did the windows. She's like, oh, did you open the windows? I was like, oh, I didn't include that. He's like, yeah, but you said inside and out. And I was like, oh, man. So I ended up doing it. I was new, but again, you just want to have that as a disclaimer. But how would you do that, right? Double pane, they open like that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's easy. So that's $20 right there. But again, not all French windows, storm windows, I should say, are very easy to open. They're very complicated, especially like, you know, if they've never been open for a long time. So always keep that in mind. Storm windows are very tough to do, but they're a great way to make money, especially when you're in the beginning. Here in Southern California, we don't really have that. But anyway, so that's kind of an idea. Now we're going to use now we're going to show like real experiences when it comes to, you know, photos I found online, and kind of go like and just kind of explain how it is, because when you look at this, it's like a cartoon. You're kind of like, you know, Andy, do you really like, can you show us like a real life example? So that's kind of what I wanted to do. But first, I just want to thank this video sponsor, Project to Payment. Now, Project Payment is an awesome business management tool that I use all the time when I'm doing bids like this. It makes things so much easier because like in a case like this, I have my phone, I put all the information in, I say, okay, like let's say for example, a job I'll say it's like, you know, $300. I'll put it in there after I'm done counting everything, of course. I go and I put $300 and then I send it to the client, and then the client will say then from there they can approve it. Once that happens, they put in, the automatically puts them in the schedule. From there, you're good to go. Once the job is done, from there you just get that person and then the information, and you just hit they paid or they use a credit card or whatever. You say complete. Then from there they get a receipt. Makes things so much easier, especially when it comes to giving bids, and makes your company look more professional. Like I said, I use it all the time. A lot of my clients really appreciate it, and two, it helps with getting reviews. So like once let's say the job is done, I send it and I said, here's the invoice. I have a link. If you have a Google Business account, just put that link in there. Then from there, they'll be able to essentially be able to leave you a review. And the best part is that if you use my link in the description down below, you get 3 free months of trying it out, seeing how you like it. I think it's a great idea because essentially you get 3 free months to try it out. And if you really like it after that, it's only $20 a month. So it's not going to break the bank. It has a lot of great features, and there's features even coming up pretty soon. And so I actually have a video about explaining the whole process of Project to Payment, the desktop version. If you want to check that out, I'll have it somewhere here. If not, I'll have it in the description down below. But now moving on to getting this prices here, counting I should say. Now we have here a real life example of French windows, okay? So so this is going to be very fun. So remember, the other one was easy because you're like, hey, you know, like that's pretty simple to count windows, but here is pretty much like a really good example. Another thing too, I also want to say is that if the windows are on a second level, always charge a little bit more. It could just be $1, it could be $2, but I just want to let you know that it's easier to do windows on the floor than it is on the second and above story. So always charge accordingly. I would say if anything, if you're you were going to charge like per window, like for example, from comparing the first to the second, you know, just charge, like I said, you know how I was doing 5, maybe charge like 6 or 7. So, you know, you have to do a little bit more work. You want to use that time that you're using to, you know, perform the job itself. So you also want to charge accordingly for that. So don't charge the first floor the same as the second and above, okay? So just a disclaimer. All right, so here, I don't know if I have a pencil. Okay, there we go. So here we go. So we have an example here. So let's count this windows together, okay? So again, this is going to be super easy. So we have here, wow, that's a very interesting color. I don't know how I got that color, okay. You know what, maybe we should just use, well, let's try black. If not, then we're going to use white. So we have here 1, okay. And then from there we have 2, 3. Okay, even if it's not 3, it's better just to have, you know, to round it all up. Remember earlier I kind of got stuck. It's just better because, you know, this potentially you're getting instead of like $10, right? Because if you would have just included this with the second one, now you're making 15. Okay, so just want to let you know about that. So this one will be like $15 right there. Now let's count again. So we have 1 here. Yeah, you know what? Let me change it to. Oops, let me change it to white. All right, there we go. So now let's erase this and just make it a little bit easier, nicer on the eyes. So there's 1, oh, much better. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, you know, might as well, if you're gonna do it, I'm not gonna do, you know, a couple windows, you know, just include it. I mean, you could, but just so that you can learn how to count, you kind of can just do it like that. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so then we have 7 times 5 equals 35. Okay, so right there, and all in all, just right here, you're already making, let's say 15. That's $50 just on like half the windows. And again, it's probably going to be the same here. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be another 15. So then from there, just right there, $65. You know, just counting windows. And you might think to yourself, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to charge that much. The thing is that in your area, let's say it's not $5, charge $4. And so you can do the same principle again. So how many do we have? 3. We had 7, right? So 3, 7, 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 7, oof, I'm going to have to think about 28, right? And then from there, this one will be 12 again. So going from 65, now you have 30, 40, 52. So see? So I mean, essentially you're losing, what, $13? But essentially, again, it depends on your area, but you want to have a good starting point, okay? So again, $65 just for this. Now, if you want to just, yeah, let's say they want inside and out done. So like I said, you want to just get like, let's say it's 60. So half of 60 is 15. You just times it by 1.5. So let me see if I can get that really quick for you guys. So let's see. We have here 65 times 1.5. Okay, so it's going to be 97. So this one would be for inside and out. So this is out. So in and out would be 97.5. And then let's say the 52, right? So let's do 52 times 1.5, 62.4. Okay, so this is just out, and this is in plus out. Okay, I know my writing is all over the place, but you're kind of getting an idea, right, of like how this is supposed to work out. And again, you're doing your best. Eventually you'll learn all this. So again, when I see windows like this, I don't even count. I just say, okay, And to be honest, I don't even have a number in my head. Like, I'm not saying, oh yeah, this by itself is going to be, what, 65. I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking of just the whole job itself. So, and then you can do an hourly, right? How many hours will it be to do this job? That's another idea too. So let's say, for example, your hourly is $100, right? So $100, and this job is going to take you 4 hours to do. That's 4 times 100, that's 400, so you charge 400, right? So, but again, you also want to go the other way, that if you have a minimum, because sometimes there are some clients that just want 1 or 2 windows done, and your minimum is 150, like I said in the beginning of the video. Perfect, right? You made $150 in like 10 minutes. So that happens time to time, very rare, but you know, that can happen, okay? I actually like this white color a lot. So this one, I want to be really upfront about it. I hate these windows. These are the worst windows ever. These are like, yeah, these ones, they fold and they open. And the story behind these type of windows was that instead of having like a screen, essentially, they want to have a screen slash window so that you can open, have the air come in, and then when it's like, you know, raining or whatever, you can close the window up. But they're just such a pain to clean. I mean, these ones, I don't even know. I just charge the moon on these ones. Like, for example, let's say I charge 50 on one of them, right? So let's see, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12, right? So let's say 12, well, that's 60. I was going to say 12 times 5 is 60, right? But the thing is, you have to go inside and out, right? You have to do both sides because the water seeps underneath and then drips here, drips here, drips here. So it keeps dripping. It's the worst. So you have to clean both sides. So let's just say like the 60 times 1.5 right there. This is $90, which, well, I don't know what I'm doing there, but this is $90 right there. If I were just to do that simple $5 thing, honestly, I don't. Yeah, I mean, you could charge less. Like, for example, this is what I love about having like my own business, especially you too. Like, you can say, oh, $90, that might be a little bit too high. But if you really want, because the window's so small, you might say, oh, let's just do like half of it, right? And let's just say, because it's a smaller window, you're gonna like divide it by 2. That's gonna be 45. But in this case, let's say you can do both, right? And you can do both of them for $90, and then the customer might say, oh, okay, that makes sense. And you can explain to them, these things are really difficult to clean, and the worst are when they're like in the second floor or the third floor, and you can't really like get to it very easily, and then like from the inside they're like in a very like distant angle. So it's very, the more you get into like doing these type of windows, you understand that these are not fun. My wife and I, whenever we do these type of windows, I will say, first of all, do not use a water fed. Do not use a water fed for this. 100% going to leak. But I would say that this you have to do all by hand. It's a pain. You get your mop and you just kind of go over the top and bottom, and then you just get a rag and you kind of clean it off. Or you can use a squeegee. But again, if you squeegee, all the water is going to come down. So it's just trial and error, whatever works best for you. But again, here you go as an example that you can charge, you know, like $90. And trust me, they suck. So $90 is actually, like, I think a pretty good deal. Okay. So this one here. What about picture windows? Picture windows. How in the world are we going to charge this? Okay, so essentially, this is a huge glass window. Now, if you have a water fed, this is going to be super easy to clean. But let's just say you want to do traditional, but again, we just want to focus just on pricing itself. Honestly, like a window like this size, I'll just times it by 4. Yeah, that's easy. So this by itself would be $20, and then inside and out would be 30. That's I mean, if you're gonna go based on the window, because again, look how the size of it, it's huge, right? So you're not gonna count that as one window. Now these ones here, I would count them just 1, 2, 3. So that makes it easy. So this now would be, like I said, 5, 10, 15, right? So that's kind of easy on that. And here we want to do this one again. So times 4, this would be, what did I say? 20, right? And then if you want to do inside and out, it would be 30. If you want to do this inside and out, it's like 750. Oops, you can't see that. This will be 750. This would be 15, and this will be 2250. Okay, so just kind of getting an idea of like if you can kind of follow my drift a little bit, because this is all just one. Okay, this is all just one. This is all just one. This is all just one. So I mean, if you really want, you can even times this by 2 if you really feel like it. You know, just double it. So I'm kind of just going all over the place. But again, you know, if you want to just do it twice, you know, feel free to rewind, by the way. This is going to be like a very detailed video. So feel free to rewind. Yeah, essentially this one, like I said, if you want to count it as 2 windows, right? If you just want to count this as, let's say, 2, 4, 6, right? You want to just double it, right? So this will be 10 for just one side. This will be 20, and this will be 30. Okay, so if we're just going to go based on just the outside, right, we have 20, 30, 40, 50, so 70. So just the outside right here would be just 70. Okay, so if we want to do inside and out, right, So this will be 30. So this will be 30, 60. Okay, 30, 60. Then we just times it by 2, right? 30, 60, 80. Oh, I guess I could just double it, right? 80. Wait, 30, 60. Oh, that's right, because I'm just doubling it. Oops. So this is the time, right? So this will be 15, 15, and 15. Okay, so that's going to be 45. So 30 plus 30 is 60, and then plus, that will be 105, okay? And plus out. Okay, so just kind of having an idea when it comes to that. Again, I didn't really prepare so much when it came to all the numbers, so I'm kind of just doing it on the spot. But I really want to just show you guys, like, just right there, boom. If you're just going to do that right there, it's $70. Again, you see how that minimum of 150 really comes to play, because like, let's say this person here does that. Now, when it comes to hard water removal, that's another thing. Here in Pasadena, it's really hard water all over the place here, so it's very difficult to do hard water removal. You pretty much have to buff out the glass itself, which we don't really offer. So 9 times out of 10, if it's not fresh when it comes to the hard water on the window, we just pretty much say we don't offer it, because I'll give you an example. I remember I did a house a couple years ago, and then I ended up saying to them, "Oh yeah, we do hard water removal," and she's like, "Oh yeah, but it's really like etched in. It was kind of like a gray like film," and so I was like, "Oh, I'll just get an acid use one restore." Got that, kept going over it multiple times, and nothing ever happened, or nothing did happen. And so in turn, what ended up happening was I kind of just told her, I'll just take the loss. I can't do this, but essentially I learned my lesson. Here in Pasadena, it's very hard to have hard water removal. Now some of you guys might offer it and you have a professional kit, that works too, but again, just the hassle of trying to do all that. But again, when it comes to hard water, price what you want, but maybe you want to price a little bit more than just a regular window clean. Maybe you charge like per window, maybe like $10 or something like that. Just because I'm just saying double. So whatever you do for a window, just double it, because you are really just using the paste. The paste costs a lot of money. Again, I'm not the best person when it comes to hard water removal. I have done like some hard water removal. I just kind of just count the windows and say, how many do you want to do? I kind of just like guess a number. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, that's $20, and other times it's like something else. So I'm not the best person, but I have done hard water. But again, I don't like to do it because most of the time nothing comes off. So anyway, so you kind of have an idea on that, okay? Now here, this is a window that I purposely picked on purpose, because this is a very interesting window. How do you count these windows, right? It's going to be a little bit interesting. So when it comes to these type of windows, quite frankly, doing it with the water fed is so much easy. I'm going to give you the answer right now. How do I count these windows? 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's really weird. 3, 4. That's it. Why do I say that? Because now this glass here, this imagine, I don't know, it's kind of like a weird window, huh? Or maybe I'm just saying it wrong. I don't know. But just imagine that this window is not open, I guess. I don't know. But essentially you have those 4. What do I mean by that? All I really do, like for these type of windows, like because there's so many different things inside the glass itself, all these like, all this stuff here. So essentially what I do is I just go all over all of it with a mop if possible, and then from there I just use a rag and just dry it off. That's all you really can do. There's really nothing. This is not a tutorial or whatever how to clean these type of windows, but essentially because it's so easy for me to do and I don't have to detail, do the mop and then squeegee and then detail, I just count that as 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you really feel like, oh, Andy, again, this is not like a book or a video that is like, this is like the video for everyone, right? Everyone can change the prices of what they want, but let's say maybe, again, we're only focusing on one side, right? But you just do 1.5 or 2 if you want. But let's say you want to say, oh, this counts as 2 windows, 2 windows, 2 windows, 2 windows, right? So we have 8 windows here, times that by 5 equals 40. So then you're like, oh, that's that, right? Or if you want to just do it by itself, you can just do it by 20, right? Because you're just doing it by 4 times 5 if you're just counting it by 1. So again, I mean, it's not a lot of work, and the thing is that you really don't see any imperfections because the glass itself is its own design. So But pretty much what's your purpose of doing window cleaning is to make sure the windows are clean, the sills are good, and everything like that. So these windows I would say are great because they're very easy to clean. The one thing I do notice sometimes too is like kind of like the frame on like this area here. It might like have a little bit of a gap, so sometimes actually she or my wife, she kind of cleans with soap and all that from the inside, and then sometimes the soap comes out. So even though I clean it from the outside, sometimes I have to do it again, which is not a problem at all, but you wouldn't know that until you clean it. So just as an idea, you know, of like how to do these type of windows. Okay, so now here, okay, so I purposely picked this picture because it looks like they're French windows, uh, but at the same time, they possibly cannot be. So I don't really know, but again, when you kind of zoom in here, it looks like it's in between the window, you know, in itself. But again, here it looks like it's connected. So I mean, let's just say, let's just do it both ways, okay? But this is why it's always good to give a bid in person, because you can see if it's French windows or not. Because the worst mistake you want to do is to price like a single pane when in reality it was a French window. So, but let's just pretend in both sides. I'm not going to count this here because, you know, this, we don't really see anything. But let's just count like this middle part. Let's do it as French windows, and let's count it as normal pane, okay? So this is pretty easy. I already did the math on this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 right here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. The same again, so that's going to be 4 again, and then 1, 2, 3. So here we have 7 windows. So 7 times 5, even though I'm going backwards, is 35. Okay, so right here, just this in itself is 35. Again, I'm saying this is only one side. I want to make it kind of like an emphasis here, but this is only just one side. All the pricing I'm doing is just one-sided. So, but again, if you want to do it double, you can either double the price or you can just do it 1.5. Okay, so like let's say we wanted to do, let's say we wanted to do 1.5, right? So 35 times 1.5 will be 52. So like let's say you want to do inside and out. So in, okay, in plus out equals 52.5. Okay, I mean you could just say $50 if you want. But anyways, so you see, so in and out is that, and then just outside only is just 35. Now, one thing a couple of you guys probably kind of got the trend of, it's very, 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 I'm going to emphasize that word, very rare when someone hires you just to only do the inside windows. It's kind of rare. I think I've only done that, I can't even think off the top of my head, maybe one time, you know. Very interesting. Sometimes it's just, you know, they just need a touch up or something like that. But that's why whenever I give these prices, I just see how it always shows out and in and out. So that's kind of just an idea. There's no in, okay? But in this case, you know, we're in the inside for the photo, but in reality, it's outside pricing, okay? So that is kind of that. So you kind of get the idea, right? Okay. So this one here is something that I kind of want to share with you guys, okay? This is going to be like some project, okay? Oops, I don't want to do that. Let's say this is going to be some project. You might be like, Andy, what in the world? Like, how am I going to price this, you know? These are huge windows, and this is why having a water fed is really good, because this is like a piece of cake, right? But something like this is going to be a little bit difficult, but again, I just kind of want to show you guys off the bat, because like let's say right now if I'm going to give a bid, you know, and I'm like, you know, I don't have my experience, I'm just like, how am I going to price this? That's why it's kind of good also to have to count windows. So okay, so let's go all the way over here. Okay, so I'm just going to count how many windows there are. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is with the best of my ability, okay? There is no way that I can like be like, oh, there's a window like right here. I don't know. I'm just doing the best that I can. So if I skip a window, you know, don't you know, like say something about it. Just you get what I'm trying to do. All right, so then that's 12. This is 13. This is 14. This is 15. I think there's that window there that I was showing you, but I don't know. Okay. Then we come over here again. That could be a window, but I don't know. Then we have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Don't mean to bore you guys, but we're doing our best here. Okay, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Again, it looks like a window, but I don't know. Okay, let's just say, all right, let's just do it then. So 32, 33. Okay, let's just throw it in there. Okay, this one is, let's say right here where we have 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, well, not 36, 38, 39. Okay, and also too, you can always take pictures, you know, of the house, but I don't recommend that, you know, so you can count it later. But it's always good just to be like, you know, when you're giving a bid, hey, I'm gonna just count the windows and just kind of, you know, get back to you. You can always just be honest with them. I'm gonna count the windows. There's no hiding like what the process of doing a bid is. Whenever I give a bid, sometimes they say, "Oh, are you counting the windows?" The other previous window cleaner counted the windows, and I say, "No, I just eyeball it." So again, you know, you don't have to like be like it's a secret or anything, okay? But anyways, so we have here 39, 40, 41, 42. That looks like a window there. 43, 44, okay? 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. I don't know, I'm just going to leave that 61. And then 62, okay? So now, keeping that all in mind, now we have 62 windows, right? So if we were to do what we always said, right? So let's say 62 times 5, right? That's 310 bucks right there. Now, is this worth 310 bucks? Absolutely not. So this one, that's kind of why I put this in there, because this is going to be a little bit complicated. Yeah, it's just, for something like this, I will say like this area here is the worst to do the inside. This upper part here is the worst. So it's going to be a little bit more complicated. Like I said, it's 310. So like I would say like just the outside only easily should be like 620. I'm just doubling it just for like the outside. Like I said, like 620, because this is like almost like some parts like 3 stories. It's like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's like 3 stories kind of. And you know, it's a lot of work. So again, this is like 620 again, like I said, if you're just doing just like $10. But if you want to just keep it simple, let's say it's 310. But yeah, it's this project here, the worst. So that's kind of what I've been saying this whole time. Everything is 1.5, right? This one I might even consider just doubling the outside front with the inside. So if our, like let's say our price, let's say just going by the $5 rule, $5 is 310 just for the outside, I would charge them 620 for inside and out. Not even joking. Now, if you want to just, like I said, double it. Oops, I don't want the eraser. 100%. 100%. If you're going to just say like it's going to be $10 outside and then also $10 on the inside, right? You're going to double. That's $12.40. Okay? Just timesing this by 2 here, and then here it's timesing it by 2. Let me make this a little bit better. 12.40. If I don't get that job, I'm okay with it. I'm not even joking. Like again, this is not how I would price. I'm just saying like this is just how, if I were to, you know, do a job like this, you know, $12.40 actually is not a bad price to do windows like this, because again, these ones are so hard to clean up here. Like this whole upper area is so difficult. So you have to either get a ladder, use pole work, and there's always going to be like, if there's a lot of sun, you know, and you're right above, the sun is hitting you, this is going to be the worst. So something like this, you know, it can be added as an extra price point, but I mean, 310, I would say don't do that. I mean, this seems like, you know, even if you lose money or whatever, 620 actually doesn't sound bad. But again, for just outside, you know, inside and out for 620, you know, that's something, you know, especially if you're starting off. But again, you see how big the windows are, you know, like I said, if you try to do this times 4, right? So 620, what's 620 times 4? Let's see, 620 times 4. Because remember how in the previous ones here, looking at 58, how I would use those big windows as times 4. That's something you can do too, you know. And then like again, if you want to go back and count, you know, but like if I were to times everything by like $20 a window type of thing, you're paying $2,500. No one's going to pay that much money. So that's why I kind of want to just let you guys know, like, okay, so Like now, let's kind of rewind a little bit, okay? Kind of erase that, okay? So like, let's say you wanted to say, okay, so we have 62 windows, right? That's how many windows we have, right? Now garage windows, that one you can always charge, you know, the same 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, per area if that's what they want. Always charge more for the garage, but again, if you're counting everything, you know, it's already included. But like, let's just say, for example, now working together, right? Just so that the price is not too crazy, let's just say that we're going to times it by 2. Okay, so then here we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the reason why I'm doing this is because essentially I'm counting that as 2 windows. So that's why I'm doing it like that. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, well, my camera got overheated, but at least we have here kind of like an idea of what I did. So we ended up over here at 16. So 16, so we're going to add it twice, right? So let's do 16 times 5. So it's only going to be $80 more. So again, if we want to just leave it like that, so this one will be, oops, let's say here will be 80, right? If we're just charging inside and out, all that. So then that will be then 700. Okay. So just kind of just throwing it out there. If you want to just double it, you know, if you want to keep going higher and all that. So anywho, that's just kind of like an idea. Again, it all depends on how you feel. You know, you could even do those ones times 4. You know, it depends on the customer. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, a house like this, no one's going to spend over $3,000. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Now, some people do, then great. Maybe I'm in the wrong field, but no one's going to charge like for something like this inside and out $3,000. Now, if it's a construction job, we might have a different discussion, but at least on this sense, that's kind of that. Okay. Also too, before I forget, at the end, I'm going to kind of have like a lightning round type of thing that I'm going to count the windows and have like unique windows of houses so that we can count them together, so that hopefully that kind of makes sense of like what I'm trying to say, so that we can count them together and be able to make this as smooth process as possible. Okay. All right. So then this one is super easy. But we're not in the lightning round just yet. We're getting there. I'll let you guys know when. So here, super easy. We're just gonna kind of focus on this area right here, okay? So we're not gonna go too crazy, but here it's super easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's kind of that. Now with these upper windows, the reason why I got this photo is because there's this like bar right here. So in reality, what we could do is like do this twice. So like 7, 8, 9, 10. So the reason why I did that, instead of doing that, I'll just put an extra number on the top. So 10. So 10 times 5 is $50. So $50 for one side windows, and if they want it inside and out, again, you can do the 1.5. That would be what, $75. So just kind of just letting you know about that. Okay. So that's kind of that. Okay. So then we get to glass railings. Now glass railings, I feel like they're very simple, straightforward. Now, when it comes to, you know, removing tape and all that, I would say that one you should always. Now, when it comes to construction, I would say depending on the job, if just in case if I don't mention this later in the video, that's why I'm kind of bringing this up. That's also why I have this photo, because I did forget. Is that construction? You see how there's like paint removal and stuff. Always have a scratch waiver. Just make sure that you have that so that, you know, you can make sure that, you know, if there's previous scratches is not from you, because that has happened when you clean a window. It looks like there's scratch, or then there are scratches, but because with all the dirt you can't see it, and then once you actually clean it, there's scratches there. But if you're not using a razor, then that doesn't matter. But when you do use a razor, just use a scratch waiver to kind of protect yourself. It's not bulletproof, but just kind of protect yourself. But yeah, so anyways, but yeah, construction cleans, I would say if you had to use an idea of what to charge, I would say either double, even not triple the price. So like, let's say you count all the windows and it's like $500, maybe charge 1,000, if not 1,500, depending on how bad it is, how many times you have to clean it over. So it's just a process. But enough about that. So, but let's talk about glass railings, right? So this is real quick. There's a sliding glass door that goes back and forth. So there's 2 of them. So that's going to be like times 2. So that's going to be $10 right there, if I can write. But now, with glass railings, it's super easy. This one you just go by twos, right? Because it's double sided, right? No one's ever gonna clean one side of the glass. I mean, maybe someone might, and then from there. But when you kind of have windows like this, it's just easy. It's just 2, 4, 6, and then this back one is 8, so that equals 40. Okay, so super simple. If you want to just count it by fives, it's just boom, boom, boom. And then if you want to just charge for both sides, then it'll be $80. If you want to do like times it by 10, if you want to count these by 10, right? Oh, well, I guess, yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, there you go. So kind of already did that already. So just as an idea, so just kind of leaving it up to you on that, okay? So then let's move on. But yeah, because you want to charge for both sides, so that's why I did the 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's why I'm not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, because if you do that, you're kind of doing each side of the window as like 250. So that's kind of a rip off. So, anywho, then from here, man, these are the worst. I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. With the outside railings, I can use my water fed, and doing that traditional is really difficult. But when it comes to doing like indoor glass railings, we have one client, and we only have one client. I'm just going to emphasize that we do it for them. They do. It's a very good client, so that's why we do it for them. But man, these things, like, literally, I'll do the outside of the house, all the railings with the water fed. It's easy. But like my wife, it's not a lot of windows on the inside. She'll finish that very easily. But then she'll spend like 2 hours just doing this on both sides. So while I'm cleaning, there's railings on the outside. So I'm outside for a while. But she'll come and like clean both sides here. And it's very easy. But the problem is on the inside of this area, it's very difficult. And see how here you kind of have like an area where you can kind of like slide your fingers like right through here type of thing. Well, this one is like this glass thing right here. It goes like even farther down, and it's very difficult because like the glass is, say, you see how the glass is like right here. Well, hers will be like right here, and it's just difficult because then you have to come from like the back end right here to clean here, and it's just really difficult. But again, they pay well, and we really like them a lot. They're very nice clients. But again, we try to avoid doing glass railings, but those ones I would even say, just do like double it. So this one would be like 4. So they'll be $10 each side, but man, you'll be there a while, so just be prepared for that. But if it didn't have anything here, let's say, and it was just like a single glass pane, that would be kind of easier. But it just seems that all of them have this for support, so that one is up to you. But again, this one will be, let's say, 4, 8, 12. So you kind of get the idea, right? So times that by 5 equals 12 times 5 equals 60. So just kind of giving you that as an idea. Okay. Now, I think we are on the lightning round. Yes, we are. So now you kind of have an idea, and of course it's easy just to look at photos and be like, Andy, of course you might see, some of you guys even say, Andy, of course you got like the easiest photos to like count and everything like that. I'm going to have some that are kind of hard to get to, kind of like difficult. I mean, the other one of that huge house, that was kind of difficult, I guess. But I kind of want to work with you guys of like how it looks like in an everyday situation. The other one too, but I'm just saying now we're going to do like kind of like a lightning round. We're going to count the windows. Again, we're just counting on one side. Again, if you want to count 0.5 to do inside or just do double it, you can also do that. But at least you have that as an option of knowing like how to count windows. Now this one, it's, again, I'm going to try to do my best to, count and everything, but at the same time, wow, I guess I need a better image. But so we're just trying to do this together, okay? So if I understood correctly, you see there's one here. So let's just say that that's 2 here, 4, 6, 8. Let's just say this is 10. Okay, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And if we don't see a window, we don't see a window. We're just basing it off of just the image, okay? If I miss one, okay, but we're just as test purposes, okay? 17, 18, 19, 20, and then I'm assuming there's another one, 21. Okay, 22, 23, 24. This one we could do 25, 26, because it's a huge window. We could times that by twice. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, 31. Boom. Okay. So then from there, we're going to do 31 times 5. Boom. Wait, no. 31. Oops. 31 times 5. Okay, so from here, all in all, just outside only. Let's put this at the bottom this time, will be 155. So in reality, this is almost your minimum just to do the outside, okay? If they want to do inside and out, let's just do the 1.5. Then from there would be 30. It says 232.5. Let's just say it's 235, okay? So in plus out, okay? And that's how much it would be, 235. So boom, so simple as that. How long would this take you? Not that long. So remember, we're not trying to hit home runs here that we're just like, oh, it has to be like 10,000 or not 10, like $2,000 jobs or something like that. Something like this, you'll be in and out in a couple hours. Super simple, easy. You know, almost pretty much as a cookie cutter. It's 2 floors, and what's nice is that pretty much maybe besides this one and these ones here, you know, you have to do trad work, so you can maybe charge a little bit more on those ones. So that's what. 2, 4, 6, 8, and let's say that's 9. So if anything, 9 times 5 is 45, and then you can add that to, you know, this numbers here. So the 45. Okay, so just as an idea. All right, let's move on to the next one. So here, so I purposely got this one because you can say, oh, Andy, this is no, you don't really. You can say, oh, Andy, you know, this is French windows. Not really. So this is actually like kind of like fake French windows again. So this is the ones I've been telling you. You don't want to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 when it's just one single pane. So just kind of get that as an idea. Okay. So let me just rewind. Really? Okay. Okay. So we're going to just do this all just looking at it. So essentially this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now these ones are all separate, right? 12, 13, 14, okay? This looks like double, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So just to do this front house is 18 times 5 equals, let's see, 18 times 5. This is just going to be 90. And then from there, remember, this is only half, or the front part of the house, so this is not going to be like, you know, there's going to be more windows around the side, so don't think like, oh, a house like this is 90 bucks. I mean, maybe if they just want the front, but just 90 bucks. And then if they wanted to do inside and out, doing that 1.5 ratio, 90 times 1.5, okay, this would then would be just out, and then this would be 135 for in plus out. Okay, kind of getting the idea. Okay. All right, now let's move on to the next one here. So you see, this is another reason I got this photo is because, let me just see if I can edit this really quick. Perfect. You can see that little haze right here. So essentially that's just one window, okay? So now let's count this together, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count that as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can also do this one times 2, but it's fine. 9, 10. This one is like 3 different areas. You can just do this as 2, you know what I mean, because you have here and here and here. So essentially you could just count this as 1 to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Okay, so 26 times 5, 130. So just for the out, right, out, 130, and then in plus out is, let's just again do 1.5, boom, 195. So see, simple. It's not like too crazy, but that, you know, you're kind of getting the idea. I mean, this could be, I don't know, a vent, or this could be a window, but this one, if I had to do that window, I would probably charge this like twice. So this one, if I were to do it, so this would be 27. I'll just put 28, so then I'll charge 10 bucks more. So kind of get the idea, okay? Let me just erase it just in case I don't want to get myself confused, okay? So perfect. I'm waiting for that crazy house. Okay, I don't think I'm there yet because there's one I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be like, wow, it's going to be a little bit difficult. So now we have a good example here. This is another window that I kind of want to show you guys because you have this bar right here. So that bar, you pretty much need to use a ladder or trad work. So if anything, you can always just double the price on that. So, but if you're doing water fed, you know, it's super easy. But again, just kind of want to just kind of brainstorm with you again with this. So this is 2, 4. Remember, we're doubling it because of the difficulty of it. 6, 8, 10. You know, in theory, you could probably do these two as 10 because they're very small. You could do like that. Again, this is how I would do it. Let's just keep it 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Okay. Then here we have, this is kind of simple, 31, 32. This is not a big enough window that I would consider it twice, you know, because the price, you don't want the price to be too crazy. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I mean, you could charge this twice, right? 37. All right, let's see how it looks without it. Okay, 38, 39, 40, 40. Oops. 41. I can't really see that too well, but let's say this is 42, 43. I don't know, this might look like a door, so that's why I'm kind of skipping that. So I don't know. 44, 45, 46, and 47. Okay, so let's do that again. 47 times 5 equals, all right, here we go. Out equals 235, and then if we did inside and out, why did I delete it? I don't know. No. Oh, gosh, sorry guys. 235 times 1.5, because it said 1.8. So in plus out equals 3. So it's 352.5. I'm just gonna say 350. You know, just keep it clean. No one's gonna pay 0.5. It's just like, okay, either round up or round down. It's just, yeah, so that's kind of that, right? So again, I think that that's a pretty fair price. Now, if you might think to yourself, oh, you know, you should want to charge this. What was the last number? 47, 48, because we're doubling it, right? 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54. So let's try that again. 54 times 5 is 270. Is it really going to make the difference, you know? Like, you know, you get what I'm trying to do here? It's like, really? Like 405, 270. So, again, it all depends on how you see it, but we're just counting windows today. All right, I think, no, this is not it. I still, man, I thought, I try to get a lot of photos that, you know, were kind of like good as an idea. So, we're going to get a lot of these ones too. We have something like this in Pasadena that, you know, again, the principle, this is one window. It looks like it's two, but it's really just one. You can kind of see with the glare, there's no like reflection here of like a French window. So again, let's just count the windows. So again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now this one here, actually these ones are actually a little bit different. So 12, let's say this one is 13, this is 14. How did I do? No, let me go back. So we're at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Or what we can do, actually, sorry guys. So we're at 12. This can be 13, this can be 14, this can be 15, this can be 16, because it becomes kind of like French windows, right? 16, and then these ones you can do separate. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. This one looks like it's kind of double, huh? So let's say these three are 35, 36, 37, 38. It looks like there's a bar here. That's why I did that, okay? 39, 40, 41, okay? And then here we go again. So let's just count this as 1, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 6, 47, 8, 9, 10. So this is 50. Okay, it's 50, and then again, so we're just gonna, wow, okay, this is gonna be 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Okay, that's kind of how you count it. Again, there's probably windows here, but we're not, it's like impossible to see. But let's just say we just have the $5 per window, right? So how many did we do? 62. So 62 times 5. Now there you go. So just out is 310. And then let's do in and out. In plus out equals 6. Oh, 6. That'll be great. 465. Okay, so that's kind of that. So just keeping that in mind. Now another thing you can do is also charge per the level. So I'm not gonna redo this whole thing again because I kind of want to just count windows with you guys. But maybe you can count all this, right? All this section here. Maybe you can charge it by 6, and then this section here you can charge it by 7. So you can also do that to charge. Like I said, we're just looking at the windows. I don't want to make this too complicated, this whole video, but essentially I want to see like, okay, that's how you count the windows, and then there you can count accordingly. And that's kind of that. Maybe, you know what, I'll do it on the next video. The next one, because I think I already know. Oh, I think that was it. Oh, that was it. Okay, you know what, let's just do it really quick, okay? Let's pretend we do all of this. Isn't there like a way we can revert? There we go. Let's do this again, okay? So now let's do this backwards, okay? And do what I said before, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oops, wow, 12. Okay, so first is equal to 12, okay? Then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so second equals 30. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can't really see that one, but let's say 16. Let me just skip that one, because then I might mess me up. Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so then 3 equals 21. So now what we can do, now it looks like a 4. All right, this will be 21. Okay, so what we could do is times this by 5, this one by 6, and this one by 7, okay? So 12 times 5 is 60, okay, 60. 30 times 6 is 180. And then we have, what in the world did I do? Oh, I think, okay, 21, that threw me off. I was like, why is there 7? 21 times 7, but that's literally what I'm doing. So 147, okay? Plus 180 equals 327. 327 plus 60. So all in all will be 387, but let's just call it a clean 400. Okay, so that's kind of that when it comes to counting all the windows. It's very complicated, but once you kind of get the hang of it, you know, like I said, I can look at this job and kind of just give a bid more or less. But if you're not certain or you're starting new and this is something that you're trying to get into, 100%, you know, start counting windows, and that's kind of that. So all in all, like I said, I just want to thank this week's sponsor, Project Payment, for sponsoring this video. Again, we have a link down below, 3 free months. If you use my link, it'll help support the channel a lot. But essentially, that's kind of how you count windows. Again, you know, I think a good thing should be, you know, like have a minimum of 150. You know, count the windows in this sense and charge like $5. Again, that's just kind of like a flat rate for like the whole country, you know, type of thing. That's a good starting point. Now, if you're more in a price area, maybe you want to charge more, and also to the difficulty. You see how like on this one, the third floor, I charged $7 instead of $5. So also keep that in mind. You know, you want to make sure that you have everything done deal, and yeah, it's just makes things a little bit easier. But all in all, I really hope this video helps you guys a lot. Just remember that, you know, it's going to be a little bit difficult in the beginning to kind of like price jobs, but eventually become like a pro at it. And most importantly, once you get comfortable, you know, maybe you want to transition to just kind of like looking at a job, charging what you think it is, and you know, having a water fed for this job will be perfect. Maybe eventually you want to, you know, do like a upgrade if you haven't already, but essentially you want to do everything like, you know, the charge what you think it's worth, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to underbid or overbid. You kind of want to give like a price. So like, for example, like let's just say this, if I'm not, yeah, just for the outside is 400, I'll say, oh, this is 400. And if the individual says, oh, my previous window said a window cleaner charged me 250 for this, again, we're just saying just this side of the outside only, I'll say, yeah, I'm going to have to pass. So just kind of keep that in mind. Just be confident, but at the same time, find your sweet spot. Maybe you want to charge less. Maybe instead of 5, maybe you charge 4. But most importantly, the best advice I can give, kind of just to sum up the whole video, 80% of the bids you want to get, 20% of them that you don't get, is a good sign. It's a good, healthy like business tactic, because if you get less than 80%, let's say every job you're getting 50-50, maybe you're charging too much. But if you're getting 100% of the work, you're charging too little. So 80% is good, because you want to be kind of like, you don't want to get all the cheapest jobs, but you kind of want to have that nice sweet spot. So if you're giving 10 bids, 8 of them said yes, you're doing good. Because not everyone's going to pay top dollar. Some people, they just want to, you know, just want to have like a quick, maybe they're trying to sell the house and they're trying to be on a budget and stuff, so they want to get the cheapest person. So other times people are like, I want to pay top dollar, I want to make sure I have the best company. So hopefully that'll be you guys. But yeah, that's kind of it. Let me stop recording. And that's kind of the video today. I try to do my best to make this content for you guys. So if you haven't done so already, please like the video, a comment. How do you guys price? Do you guys price by window? Do you guys price by job? And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and with the algorithm and all that, and also be able to share this type of videos with others, and also to have a lot of videos coming up. So that's going to be great if you're subscribed. If you hit the notification bell, you'll also be alerted when I post new videos. But most importantly, whenever new videos do come out, by being subscribed, you'll be able to catch those videos, especially if you want to start window cleaning and, you know, transition from this as a side gig to becoming like a full-time job. Yeah, hopefully this video helps. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.